Reporting live from Irish Club, Fight Plus News, I'm John Alba.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Last night, for the first time ever, the UFC would host a series of fights at the White House. Yes, the actual White House. Fighters could be seen doing their walkouts from the Oval Office and historic parts of this national treasure as they would enter the octagon to fight each other for viewers, special guests, and Donald Trump. Now, outside of the criticism to even have this type of event at such a sacred place, many are now responding to a moment in particular where fighter Josh Hokit would yell on live TV that former First Lady Michelle Obama was a man.
And lastly, Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Now, for many, the insult came out of nowhere, given that Hokit had just won his fight, in which he could have used the moment to focus on other things, and for Obama supporters, it should have never happened. People across social media would begin to sound off as the moment began to circulate online. A part of those responses, Jamie Foxx and Hughley, who have both been public supporters of the Obamas, would jump online to push back on the insult that some have gone on to label as a joke. In response to the moment, Hughley would reshare Hokit's insult with a caption that read, "This what we doing?" It would appear that not only Hughley wasn't a fan of Hokit's interview, he also appears to not be a fan of the entire event altogether. On his stories, he would reshare a meme that would read FUC UFC. While on Threads, he would continue calling out the event itself and those who watched it. Over on his Threads, he would go on to say, "Only two kinds of people went to the White House last night for that UFC event. Racists and people who have no problem with racists." And lastly, he would go on to say, "The same people who watched and defended that roast will watch and defend the UFC event," referring to the recent roast of Kevin Hart on Netflix. Now, interesting enough, the host of that roast, comedian Shane Gillis, was actually in attendance for the UFC White House event last night. Now, when it came down to Jamie Foxx, he would push back in a different way by lifting Michelle Obama up with a post that read, "Beautiful and accomplished," followed by several photos of the former First Lady. For many black users across social media who are fans of the Obamas, they would criticize the constant jabs towards them and label it as a racist act. For those same users, they will point out how much black people in the Obamas stay on racists' mind, despite the Obamas leaving the White House nearly 10 years ago.
Michelle Obama is a man. Am I right, America?
Was this the point? Was this the point of the whole UFC backyard trailer trash brawl in front of the White House, to go after a black woman who has nothing to do with any of the events? That black woman ain't got shit to do with none of this, but yet y'all can sit there and still be racist and be trashy at the same fucking time. This is why I say, for any white person that says racism doesn't exist, there's your sign. Most educated first lady in history, because y'all forget that she's an Ivy League graduate ×2, a lawyer, a mother, a wife, an educator. Y'all will still find y'all way to disrespect her.
No one can convince me that they're not obsessed with the Obamas, because the Obama Presidential Center opens on Friday, and out of the nowhere, this ongoing lie that has been ongoing for over 10 years is somehow now funny and what's first on your mind to say after you won a fight. How does it make sense? There's never been a first family disrespected as much as the Obamas, and they think it is funny and it's not.
I'm not going to hold y'all. At this point, I believe that the Obamas had to be doing something grimy behind the scenes. They either owe somebody some money or have done something crazy, because the way that these people are so obsessed with them when they have been out of the White House for years is absolutely insane. Because what do you mean you just won a fight on the White House lawn, and when you get a chance to get a microphone, you want to say that Michelle Obama is a man? That's what you want to talk about? So after a fight, the first thing on your mind is Michelle Obama. She don't even fight. She don't box. We never even seen her do no title boxing. We ain't seen her even draw an octagon, stand inside an octagon. She ain't did nothing to nobody. So why are you worried about it? Please, Miss Michelle Obama, I know that you are a go high, classy lady. Please sue these people. They are so comfortable. The disrespect is they so comfortable disrespecting you. Like, it don't even make sense. The defamation suit is right there. You said it on national TV. Sue CBS, sue Joe Rogan and them pants he had on, sue everybody. Like, sue. Because at the end of the day, they too comfortable disrespecting you. Enough is enough.
So a UFC fighter at the UFC 250 decided it was the best time to insult the former First Lady of this country, the only First Lady of color of this country, the only black First Lady of the country. And what I have to say to that is, we live in their heads rent-free. Because it's not making sense to me how you're at a UFC fight to celebrate the y'all's president's birthday, on the marking of a historic year for the United States. And the thing that you want to say in your speech about winning is Michelle Obama is a man. It just shows the bigotry, misogyny, racist behavior of that fan base. You can't get us out of their heads. At no point in time did Michelle Obama was at the fight. At no point in time was Michelle Obama the president. At no point in time did Michelle not birth two children, because she did. She has 2 children that she birthed, so I don't know what you're talking about. And it just shows. A couple months ago, they were apes, and Donald Trump retweeted it. And now I just don't understand the disdain for the Obamas so bad. Barack Obama has not been in office in over a decade. It's weird. It's very weird. And if that's the type of person you want to support, count me out. Like, weird behavior.
Joe Rogan slick had a little smirk on his face. But Joe Rogan, you knew what he was about to say. You knew he was about to say something crazy. That should have been checked when he said it. Because I don't have to sit here and say what Michelle Obama means to the black community, magically melanated, aka black community, what she means specifically to little black girls. Black women too, but little black girls. But not only that, to the black race in America, period, what she means. And we know with Barack Obama what he means. But he's emboldened enough because he don't feel like anything's going to happen to him. He offended an entire race and community of people that look up to Michelle Obama, because we know what Barack Obama and Michelle Obama, what they signify. They signify hope, aspirations, positivity in the black community here in America. But he said that, laughed it off like it's funny. But Dana White, we need more than just words, man. We need more than just words. Because he was where Barack Obama resided as the first black president in America, where Michelle Obama resided as the first black first lady of America. He was on that property saying that disrespectful, weak stuff. And it's horrible.
Let's go ahead and talk about it more in the comments below. Do you think this Michelle Obama insult is directly tied to racism? And for more news in comedy, culture, and sports, be sure to subscribe here to our YouTube channel and follow Hey Plus across all social media. Plus, go ahead and hit the notification bell to get all of our content and not just some. Reporting live from Hypers Club, Pride Plus News, I'm John Abba.